Chetti soup Ayam Ketumbar or chicken coriander soup is a lovely dish which comprises celery, leeks, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, curry leaves, coriander spice mix. It comes together as a very refreshing soup, especially on days when you don't want to eat anything too heavy.
Let's cook!
I'm going to let this heat up and then I'm going to put my oil, not much oil, just a little bit. And the first thing that goes in with chicken stew, the aromatics. First goes in the cardamom, 5 cardamom only, 3 sweet aniseed, and then quite a number of cloves. We want that lovely clove oil to come out because it's very medicinal. And don't forget, the most important is the cinnamon. So don't over season. I always cut my cinnamon sticks small so that when they burst open, they don't splatter all the oil in my eyes. So use the bigger diced onions for this. Not too much onions again. We don't want a very aggressive dish. So let that cook a little bit and we're going to get our garlic here. So we know that it's more or less ready to take in the other ingredients when it's not brown. It should never be brown. Always remember that. So now we're going to put in our chicken pieces, which I've marinated with pepper, with a little bit of turmeric, and I've also used a little bit of coriander. Immediately after this, I'm going to add water. Now this water has got a little bit of ginger in it because I use it to grind the ginger, and this dish needs a lot of ginger.
Story time!
Very little is known about the Indian Peranakans, called Peranakan India in Malaysia, as well as the Chetti Melaka. I've been researching my Chetti Melaka roots since the 1980s after the death of my grandmother in 1985. The curious thing about my grandmother was that she preferred to be buried instead of being cremated, which is customary for Hindus since more than 5,000 years ago. That started me on this journey of research over 5 decades. So I'm going to cook the rumpa separately because I want you to see how the rumpa caramelizes for this dish. That's how the coriander element of the dish comes out even better. Here I'm going to use some fine onions because I want the coriander taste to be sweet. So now we're going to add our star ingredient, which is our coriander. Put that coriander directly into the oil. Put about 3 teaspoons because you need quite a lot of coriander for this dish. Of course, don't forget your pepper, 1 heaped teaspoon, and just a little bit of fennel. Now this dish, the main ingredient is the coriander powder with fennel and turmeric and pepper. So you're going to get a very light stew. It's not very heavy. It all caramelized nicely. I'm going to put some water because I don't want it to get burnt. Very important, it mustn't get burnt. I'm going to put in some curry leaves. Lots of curry leaves. About 3 stalks. Now just put a little bit of paste of ginger and garlic. We don't put all at once because we want to layer the flavors. And we're going to add this rumpa into the soup. This will give the soup its lovely color, coriander color. I'm going to add carrots last because I don't want the carrots to be too mushy. But I'm going to add the potatoes first because the potatoes tend to take longer to cook. So notice I've diced the potatoes small. If you dice the potatoes this size, they're going to cook about the same time that the chicken cooks. So it doesn't take too long. We use this chili, which we've taken out all the seeds from, just for color. Because the coriander chicken curry, it's not even a curry, it's more a chicken stew. Now the star of the dish, of course, are the leeks, which I've cut into fairly big pieces, not too fine, because you want some texture. And of course celery and coriander, they all go well together. Now is the time you add the celery. Celery takes a little bit longer to cook. We don't want the celery to be crunchy. We want the celery to flavor the soup. So now is a good time to add the leeks. And of course, these are the larger versions of the coriander. Once you put them in, it becomes very fragrant. So now we're going to put the pièce de résistance. Let the leeks cook a little bit and soften, and your dish is ready. Coriander chicken or Ayam Ketumbar stew. Thank you so much for catching up with this series. This web series is basically about the Chetti Melaka in Southeast Asia, who started out as Suvarna Bhumi. This particular book is called Suvarna Dvipa. It is written by an Indian author about the islands of Southeast Asia. To find out more about the Chetti Melaka, tune in to the next installment of my series. Thank you so much.